This is the only self-knowledge practice you need. And in this video, you will feel a sense of relief within yourself by touching your true identity with a simple question that I'll show you in just a moment. I'm Ricardo Maluf, and I've been a psychologist for 23 years. This is the Forte na Paz channel, which teaches you how to become strong in peace, to truly find yourself, and to realize the self. If this topic touches your heart, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to receive all the videos in the series. So let's get started. In the last century, there was a great sage on earth named Ramana Maharshi. This sage was also called, in India at that time, the Jesus of India, because his teachings and the peace he radiated were very similar to our beloved Jesus. And he would quote some passages from the Bible and some of Jesus' teachings within his own teachings. Ramana Maharshi taught a practice called Atma Vichara, which is a practice of deep self-knowledge that he himself called the direct path. It is a practice of spiritual self-knowledge that allows you to know yourself and go even further, to know your true reality, your spirit, what you truly are, beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond feelings. And it is very easy to practice because all you need to do is place your attention on what you truly are. And for that, we use some questions. Don't answer them. The way you thoughtfully use these questions, taking the time to reflect and genuinely seek to investigate the answer, rather than simply responding automatically or with your habitual mind, allows you to more quickly and authentically find your own truth. For instance, as an example, the very first question he introduced and taught was, "Who am I?" This question encourages you to look deeper within yourself, prompting a sincere exploration of your true identity beyond surface-level thoughts or assumptions. But instead of immediately answering, "Oh, I'm Ricardo, I'm a psychologist, I have 2 children, etc." You don't answer. You ask the question and leave it open. "But Ricardo, what do you do while you're waiting for the answer, while it's open?" You keep consistently noticing within yourself. You keep deeply contemplating inside so that you can truly find where the essential I is, where the real you, your true self, truly is. So when you ask, "Who am I?" you don't answer. You leave it open and keep contemplating. Contemplating is just like when we go to watch a sunset, for example. When you're watching the sunset, what do? You don't start thinking about 1,000 things. You simply look and stay in that contemplative state, looking at something wonderful. It's the same thing with this question. You ask the question and you keep contemplating. And you, Ramana Maharshi used to say that you should ask yourself this question thousands of times until it no longer makes sense to ask because you already know who you are. Then you might say, "But I know who I am." But what you know is who your ego says you are. So in order to say who you are, you use words, you use characteristics. But what you truly are is beyond that. It's beyond thoughts. So all the knowledge the world teaches us about what we are is connected to words, to reason. And when we get into reason, we fall into the ego. And the ego will tell you that you are something you're not. It will put you into boxes. And every box it puts you in, every characteristic you give yourself through words and ego, takes you further away from your true reality, which is beyond the mind. What you truly are comes before the mind, before feelings. You can't answer with words or with feelings because what you are isn't made up of characteristics that your mind goes and tells you that you are. What you are comes before all of that. You are not your mind. You are not the characteristics. You are not the words. You are not the thoughts. What you are is what is noticing all this happening. You are the real self. Ramana Maharshi called it the real self, which is the self. So your consciousness, which is your basic characteristic, is able, through attention, to place itself in what you truly are. So it's as if you focus your attention on what you truly are, using the question, "Who am I?" If you ask yourself, "Who am I?" and just keep noticing, did the mind start to answer? That's not what we want for this exercise. You interrupt it by asking again, "Who am I?" Who am I? You can ask this question mentally or out loud. You can ask it anywhere you are in your mind and keep repeating it to yourself. This will calm your thoughts because you'll be searching within yourself for who you are instead of thinking about 1,000 things you have to do or worrying about what might happen. You can use it while driving, getting around, walking down the street, playing sports, doing any activity you do in your day. There are no contraindications. The more you ask, the more parts of yourself you will discover. It's as if with each question you ask, you're stacking up small insights. And then there will come a time when you'll have a profound experience of who you truly are. Because the true self is an experience, it's not a characteristic. That's why the mind can't encapsulate who you truly are, because you have a mind. How can one of your own tools, your mind, possibly understand what you are? If you are so much greater than this tool, this mind, which is just a device for perceiving, for thinking, but what you are goes beyond thoughts, moves into feelings, and is even beyond feelings. It's a presence, a pure consciousness here and now, which can only be experienced. The moment you start talking about it, you've already stepped away from what it truly is. But we need 1,000,000 words just to be able to say, to help someone understand what they need to look for inside themselves when they ask, who am I? So start now. Start asking yourself. Ask with me, who am I? See what you feel. Who am I? Contemplate within yourself. Ask again, who am I? And stay in silence, as if the answer were about to come, as if you were talking to someone invisible in front of you and that person was going to answer you. So you're not going to keep thinking when you ask a question. You're going to wait and notice and contemplate until an answer comes. So you'll stack up small answers by asking hundreds of times, who am I? Throughout your day, today, tomorrow, and so on, until you have an experience that satisfies you and it no longer makes sense to ask again, who am I? Because you've already had the experience, you already know. That is awakening. It's when you understand, realize what the self is, what you truly are, what the real self is. And in that moment, you find a unity with God. That's why Ramana Maharshi always said that ideally one should practice Jnana Yoga, which is the yoga of self-knowledge, through the practice of Atma Vichara. You keep asking yourself, keep contemplating. There are several other techniques that I will bring to this channel, so don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive them as well, as they will complement the Who Am I practice. You understand? And he also said to practice Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of devotion. So all religions are more connected to devotion. And this practice, Atma Vichara, which already comes from the Vedas, some of the oldest scriptures on earth, and was later elaborated on by Ramana Maharshi, taught by him. This is Jnana Yoga, which is self-knowledge. Because when you go within, deep inside, you find God. When you go to God, there in Him you find yourself. Because there, everything is one and the same. So, practicing both things together, your constant conversation with God, as well as the self-inquiry into what you are through Atma Vichara, is what leads you more quickly on this path of awakening, of realizing the truth of the self. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me down below what you felt, what you noticed when you asked yourself, who am I? Did you notice a peace that comes almost instantly when you ask and contemplate? Leave your questions in the comments. I answer all of them. And don't forget to subscribe, activate the notification bell, and click like so this video can reach more people. It was a pleasure having you here, and see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay in peace.